How you folks doing tonight? Hero of None here with your Mundus Minute on May 15th, 2020. News, luxury merchant, and gold merchant stuff, all in a few minutes. So I apologize for getting this out a little bit later than normal. A bit of a power outage, so trying to catch up. But first up in the news. So new updates on the Vampire skill line are out, and the final patch is scheduled for Monday. So expect the PTS patch notes that are going to be out on Monday to reflect the final build of what's going to be coming up in just a few weeks. And May 26th on PC, we're going to see Greymore, several new fixes to Vampire lines, skill sets, and other good things like that, as well as the Antiquity line. There's also an ESO live today going over some of those Vampire changes, and just a few Q&A stuff with Finn and other ESO developers. So next up, let's get ourselves into luxury and gold merchant for this week. So do you like designing your house like a torture device? Because it's all torture devices this week. Yeah. So if you like to have a dark brooding house, or you know, just kind of want to do your own version of the Inquisition, you can do that this week. You can see this also opens and closes, which is kind of nice. Invite your friends over. Show them your new guests. Next up on the Golden Merchant, for 150k, Briar Necklace. You can get this in Rothgar. It is a melee set. It is getting a bit of a, I want to say a huge buff, but it is going to slight tweak next patch. A lot of DPS, a lot of stamina DPS like to use this. Iffy on this one here. Pneumonac Acolyte does a lot more damage, a lot more consistently, but if they ever nerf Pneumonac Acolyte, this might come back into favor. So maybe you want to pick up a copy for yourself, especially at 150k. But if you already had Pneumonac Acolyte or something else that could take that place, maybe go with that. Necklace is Savaris scales for 150k. Health, stamina, magicka, and reduces the damage taken by guards. When you deal damage, you have a chance to cause a burst of Lamia poison that deals 1,286 poison, and 5-meter raise, an additional 7,596 poison damage over 6 seconds to all enemies hit. In fact, concur once every 6.5 seconds. I do see some tanks using this once in a while, but there's other sets out there that are a little bit better off. PvP or PvE, yeah, there's just other sets out there that are better right now. The same set that comes out of Abba's Landing is cannot remember at the top of my head. There's another set out there that's a little bit better off in general. It actually gives you some health back for the damage done to this here. So yeah, I would pass this over, especially the gold version of this. For 250k, Automatons Necklace. Critical, stamina, weapon damage, and adds 400 physical weapon damage to your physical damage abilities. Was once in a good regard, but no longer in favor of anyone. This comes out of Darkshade Caverns. I would not recommend it currently as it is, because, you know, Pneumonac Acolyte, again, is taking up a lot of those niche sets there. Briar Collar, which we just went over, has more damage to it. Even PvP, just not a good set. I would skip over this one. Rakers Necklace. Critical stamina, and when your alchemical fire, or when your chemical poisons fires, you drop poisonous spores, deals burst after 1 second, deals 10,000 poison damage to all enemies in 5 meters. Not a good set. The cooldown here makes it easy to dodge. Very low damage for poison damage. On top of that, it is very obvious when it comes off. In addition to that, it's off your chemical poisons, which take 10 seconds to go off. So I would definitely skip over this. Once was good, but just not anymore. For 100k, Stormfist mask is on sale this week. If you're a Sork, you might want to get this. This is getting a slight tweak next patch. I believe it's going to be changing over to be, I want to say both shock or both physical, depending on what your higher stat is, but not quite sure. Take a look at PTS patch notes for more information on that. And then Molokina's Mask, weapon damage, spell damage, and when you do 2 consecutive light attacks, you trigger overkill for 6 seconds, increase your weapon and steel damage by 498, but also increasing your cost of your abilities by 8%. If you don't have this, I would probably recommend getting it, but it is getting a, I don't want to say a nerf, it's getting a change next patch. It's going to be a little bit more strange. Take a look at PTS patch notes for more information about that. Anyways, I'm here of none. That's Mundus Minute. Apologies for getting this out late in such a rush, but see y'all in Tamriel.